Hey, it's your girl Shay Shay. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time, and welcome back if you've been here before. Everyone knows the standard for stadium tours right now is insane. Just look at Beyonce, Kendrick, and SZA, what they've been doing over the last couple of years. They're giving us vision, they're giving us a show, they're making every penny of that ticket price worth it. Then there's a conversation surrounding Harry Styles' tour that he's on right now. The streets are buzzing, and it's not necessarily for the right reasons. Fans are paying premium prices just to stare at a pillar to reports of a performance that's being called phone in. The energy is off. People feel like they're paying all this money to not see something that's not even good. Today we're breaking down the golden boy trap that Harry Styles seems to be in. So let's talk about it. So let's talk about the bigger picture, because this isn't just about a few complaints, it's about a disconnect that's becoming impossible to ignore. And we will get onto it in a minute, but it seems like they're not ignoring it in his team. The Together tour just kicked off in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, and if you've been on the timeline, you've seen the reports. You got a stage that's like 300 meters long, basically a maze of walkways where he spends half the show sprinting like he's training for a marathon. It's visually ambitious, sure, but for fans who are there, they're saying like it feels like he's on autopilot, he's running back and forth, and it's like a lot of space and floor space to be taken up by not that many people, and it just looks kind of odd. Now you pair that with the new album Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally. The reception has been lukewarm, to put it mildly. A lot of people are saying that it's sterile, lethargic, and background noise, the type of thing you hear at H&M that makes you want to shop faster to get out of the store. Then you put an album that's kind of meh, and then you mix it with a tour that's kind of meh, and guess what the result's gonna be? It's gonna be meh. And people are noticing, because last time, you will remember, when he went on tour, the Love on Tour, a lot of people had a lot of good things to say about it. They felt the energy was right, they felt it was giving, and this one feels like it's taken people's energy.
I am absolutely crying over the new Harry Styles concert set. So in case you missed it, he opened his show in Amsterdam this weekend, and this is the view from VIP. You're paying VIP prices and you're underneath the ramp of the stage. So the stage from an aerial view is pretty cool. It's massive and it's all these LED panels, which means that this was made for live streaming and live streaming only. Like, this is Netflix documentary. This isn't lived experience. Because what this does is it just makes the cast look really small. And it makes moments like this totally swallowed up. And it made the entire energy of the entire show off, which is a real big bummer because he's got like hundreds of shows on the docket to do here. And you can't switch it up. People are saying that it's like giving low budge, which it's definitely not, because these are LED freaking panels. But any theater major can tell you, when you spread the energy out in a huge room like that, it dissipates, right? It's not going to feel exciting and electrifying if you're looking at one dude and then 10 dudes in the back. You need like 1,000 people for this to work. And this is the view of VIP. You can't even see the screen. Whoever designed this should be in a lot of trouble for this, because what even are the little bridge bumps? The people who paid the most money to be there can't even freaking see the mega screen. This is a nightmare for him, and I don't know how he fixes it.
For a while, the public was more than happy to play along with the Golden Boy narrative, but since he's been back, that shine has worn off at least a bit, it does seem. And some people will even go so far as to say that he's cringe. Like, the bouncing around on stage in eccentric costumes is no longer really cute anymore for a lot of people. Some people, like I said, are calling it cringe. And running down a 350-meter long walkway as if we're supposed to be awestruck by his cardio instead of actually hearing him perform properly, or the way he's trying to sell a together concept while keeping his audience at literal arm's length, as it feels incredibly forced. The internet has been tearing this down because it feels like a bad acting job. And if you've seen Don't Worry Darling, you know that he is familiar with those, allegedly. You can see in the clips the stumbly, loose limb dancing that's supposed to look effortless, but now it just looks like a choreographed bit he's tired of doing. People aren't just bored, they're embarrassed for him. When you're pushing a record like Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally, when even the critics are calling sterile and incoherent, and pairing it with a tour that feels more like an obstacle course than a show, you're not an artist leading a movement, you're a caricature of one. The Golden Boy persona was always a curated brand, but it used to have enough charm to hide the seams. Now it seems that those seams have split and people are pointing it out, and they're saying, you know what, I thought I was going to have FOMO seeing all them clips of the concert, but now I'm glad I saved my money.
All of this discourse around Harry Styles recently made me do a thorough investigation as to how he's risen to the top. Obviously, he has a huge fan base, but so do a lot of other people who haven't risen to his heights. What I found was so interesting is to do with his links to the Azov family, who are the most powerful family in the music industry in America. And these guys have been in his life for so many years. They practically adopted him. It's such an interesting story. I've done a full deep dive on it over on my other channel. Tap my name, click the only thing linked on my page. I've been told this is my best deep dive yet. So you don't want to miss this one. I think I didn't realize before doing this investigation just how much Harry is a creation of this hugely influential family slash business. It's really incredible. And it's not a bad thing, by the way. We all love a bit of manufactured pop, but I think with Disney, for example, it was very clear that they were manufactured. With Britney and Christina, it was like bubblegum teen pop, so people could see it more clearly. But this is so much more sophisticated. Anyway, you should go and check it out. It's up now. It's very interesting, trust me.
There is a glaring difference between an artist working with precision and someone who has simply stopped trying. This is the reality of this era. Kiss all the time, disco occasionally is sterile for a lot of people. Now, obviously, there are some people who love it. There's some people who think that it's his best album. And obviously, like, all opinions are valid. But here we're talking about a consensus, or at least a large portion of the population. There is no incentive for growth, so the quality has flatlined. If you know that you're going to get them numbers in either way, you don't necessarily have that incentive to really thrash yourself to put out the best product out there. And some people do feel also that this is skirting the line between effortless and low effort. Now, effortless is someone who has raw, unfiltered talent, who doesn't even need to, break their back to put out a great performance when it comes to performing arts. Low effort is somebody who gets on stage and it really seems like they've not rehearsed or put that much thought into it. And for some people, it does feel like this tour is more the latter than the former, because the poor dancing, the poor stage design, and people sitting to just look at a wall when they've paid a lot of money for VIP seats is not giving effortless, it's giving you barely even tried. Now, obviously, these are kinks that are going to be addressed in future, such as adjusting sightlines so that everybody can see, especially those who paid a lot of money to be able to see instead of staring at a pole or a wall. But it does seem like for a lot of people, this is coming across a bit haphazard.
Harry Styles is losing cultural capital. I said this when his album was first released at the top of the year, that like the worst thing that Harry Styles did with that album was that he made it good but boring instead of bad but interesting. He's experiencing what Taylor Swift in like her New York Times interview was calling like a big conversation about like, do you deserve to be here? The thing with Harry Styles is that when he was first like coming out like as a solo artist, he released like Sign of the Times, right? And he was kind of marketed as like this serious artiste, this kind of conveyor, like he understood that British 70s rock, Paul McCartney kind of vibe. And we're 4 albums in and he doesn't have like a classic album. Like the closest it comes to, weirdly, is his first self-titled album. Like ever since then, it has been kind of downhill, and Lights Up is a really good song though. But I think what Harry Styles needs to do is pivot and give us like a classic 70s rock, key changes on every verse.
If you haven't already done so, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you all in the next video. Shay out.